All right, this is we're still in the Revelations, but we're fixing to move on. We're talking about the Antichrist and the mark of the beast. Huh. And trust me, you have to read them, and I will give you all the scriptures just in case you haven't misled them, just in case you haven't heard of them. Basically, you read Revelation 13, chapter 1 through 18, Revelation 9, 5 and 15. You got to read Revelation 17, 1 through 18, Revelation 19, 20, Revelation 17, 8, Revelation 13, 11 through 17, Revelation 22 through 5, and Revelation 20 through 4, and Revelation 11, verse 7, and Revelation 17, verse 8. Now we're going to go on into book 1 John 2:22. 1 John 2:22. 1 John 2:22 says this. Make sure that's right. First of all, start 1 John 1:7. 1 John 1 chapter 1 verse 7 says this. But if we walk in the light as he is in the light, we have fellowship with one another, and the blood of Jesus Christ, his Son, cleanses us from all sin. Okay, and then we're going to read the rest of them later. Well, I think I got enough, a lot of video tonight. Well, we're almost done. 1 John 1:7. Now we're in 1 John 2, chapter 2, verse 22. Says this, and who is a liar but he who denies that Jesus Christ, he is antichrist, who denies the Father and the Son. So basically those that deny Christ, also I know there's a bunch of atheists do this too. Basically, those that deny Christ, of his existence, of anything of him, is a antichrist. So there's going to be more than one. First John chapter 4, verse 3. And every spirit that does not confess that Jesus Christ has come in the flesh is not of God. And this is the spirit of the Antichrist, which you have heard was coming and is now already in the world. Remember what I told you, the Antichrist is already here? Alright. And 1 John 4, verse 1 says, Beloved, do not believe every spirit, but test the spirits whether they are of God, because many false prophets have gone out into the world already. And verse 1 John 2:18 says, And little children, it is the last hour, and as you have heard that the Antichrist is coming, even now many Antichrists have come, by which we know that it is the last hour. Turn me to 2 John 1:7. For many deceivers have gone out into the world who do not confess that Jesus Christ has come in the flesh. This is a deceiver and an antichrist. And Second Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 3 and 4 says this. For this is good and acceptable in the sight of God our Savior, but who desires all men to be saved and come to the knowledge of the truth. No, that ain't right. That's Timothy. Never mind. See, they're all scriptures. All right, Second Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 3 and 4 says this. And let no one deceive you by any means, for the day will not come unless the falling away comes first. And as the man of sin is revealed, the son of perditions, who opposes and exalts himself above all that is called God or that is worshipped, so that he sits as God in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. First of all, there's going to be a man that's going to sit in a physical place in a temple that's on this earth. I know where about, but I can't say where. But he's going to come and he's going to claim to be God. And he's going to deceive many people. Daniel chapter 7. Daniel chapter 7. Verses 8 says this. Vision of the four beasts. That's the title. Okay, I just read the whole thing. 7. Daniel chapter 7 verses 1 through 8. And in the first year of Belshazzar, king of Babylon, Daniel had a dream and a vision of his head while on his bed. Then he wrote down the dream, telling the main facts. Daniel spoke, saying, I saw in my vision by night, and behold, the four winds of heaven were stirring up the great sea. And four great beasts came up from the sea, and each different from the other. The first one was like a lion and had an eagle's wing. I watched till its wing was plucked off, and it was lifted up from the earth and made to stand on 2 feet like a man. And a man's heart was given to it. Verse 5. And suddenly another beast, a second, like a bear, it was raised up on one side, had 3 ribs in its mouth between its teeth. And they said, though to it, arise, devour much flesh. Verse 6. After this I looked, and there was another, like a leopard, which had on its back 4 wings of a bird. The beast also had 4 heads, and the dominion was given to it. Verse 7 says, and I saw this. I saw in the night visions, and behold, a fourth beast, dreadful and terrible, exceedingly strong. It had huge iron teeth. It was devoured breaking in pieces and trampling the residue with its feet. And it was different from all the other beasts that were before it. And it had 10 horns. And verse 8 says, and I was considering the horns, that there was another horn, a little one coming up among them before him. 3 of the first horns was plucked out by its roots, and there is the horn, and in this horn were eyes like an eye of a man, and a mouth speaking pompous words. Down chapter 11. Maybe we'll get through this all. I've got 3 more verses. This will be it. We'll continue.